everybody, how you doing? Welcome to American Defender. So today I want to talk a little bit about this guy right here. This is the ATI FXH45 Moxie. FXH, that is the 45 FX, I guess, hybrid. The H stands for hybrid. It is a hybrid 1911. Comes from the factory with two 8-round magazines. It features a polymer lower. The polymer lower does have a 7075 aluminum skeleton inside of it. The lower also has an enlarged trigger guard area. We have an adjustable aluminum trigger here. We also, down here below, we have a 2-position true pick rail. All right. Of course, it has the finger grooves. Also, removable grips on the frame, so you can put standard 1911 style grips on here. Can't really do the wraparound Packmeyers on this because, well, finger grooves are in the way. But if you just wanted to get panel style grip panels on it, that's fine. We have an enlarged beaver tail here with the large memory pad on it. We have a commander style skeletonized hammer on it. It has a very nice trigger pull to it. If we move up to the slide, this is also where a lot of things change. As you can see here, we have our rearward serrations. There's no forward serrations, okay? It has rearward serrations here. It has Glock sights, so it's fitted with Glock sights. So any kind of sight that'll fit a Glock out there, it will fit this. It also has the cut on the top for a red dot. You can buy the plate. It's about $50 for the plate to go onto here if they're still available. I don't know if they're still available or not. I do believe they are, but they're about $50 for that plate. We have the ambidextrous, enlarged safeties on it. However, they didn't put a larger, slide release on the thing. It's just the standard slide release. As far as the mainspring housing, it does have the humpback mainspring housing on it. I don't know why they did that. Because you would think, after putting all of these other features on this thing, you'd go ahead and just put the flat housing on the back. However, that's not what they did. They went with the curved one. This one, at some point in time, will have a flat one put on it, but either way, for now, it works. So until it breaks, I won't mess with it. I may take this one off, too, and chuck it up on the mill and just and customize it to what I want it to be. It doesn't affect the grip a whole lot. It still feels good. It's a 1911. Of course, it's going to feel good. They look good, The slide has also got some different contours. It's a thicker slide. It's squared off. So you can see there it's got some different lines and stuff on it. They've beefed it up right around up in here. All right, so it doesn't have that real thin round slide. It's more square. Kind of, again, taking notes from particular polymer pistols out there. And that's what earns this the name hybrid. Now, internally, this is the same thing as a Colt 1911A1, okay, internally. The takedown of it, exactly like a regular old 1911, okay. The barrel that is in here is a decent barrel, all right. It's just your average, run-of-the-mill, mil-spec GI model barrel, all right. Nothing fancy-dancy about it. However, it's a good shooter. It's comfortable in the hands, and it's fairly lightweight. All right. Today, you're going to see here in the footage here, we took it out, and you're going to hear me mention that the shooting portion of this video was an afterthought. I had another version of this video I was going to do, and I just thought, okay, well, we'll just go ahead and refilm that part and kind of throw the shooting in. But we fired some, what was that? PMC, is that? Yeah, PMC 185 grain jacketed hollow points through it. Each those like nobody's business. Some Remington 230 grain ball, Some of my hand loads that I made up from way back when I did the 1,000 yard high point shot with the 220 grain lead ball. We fired the rest of those out of it. I even found a real funky looking PMC cartridge just to see if it would, for reliability testing. It had a little bit of some corrosion and stuff on it. I don't suggest you shoot corroded ammo out of your gun, okay? But I'm a YouTuber. We do things like that. So, it even fired that stuff no problem, okay? Didn't have a single hang up, a jam, or anything with this thing today. Probably put about 150, maybe 200 rounds through it today, all in all, and it ran 100%. Of course, we took it out to 200 and 300 yards today. Mostly was doing a function check of it today. Wasn't really caring about accuracy too much, at least, especially when I was filming. But eventually I started dialing it in and figuring it out, and I got it on at 200, and I was able to get a couple hits, and I think I got one or two hits on camera at 300 with it. It's a very comfortable gun. It carries very well. Weight-wise, empty. It weighs about as much as a Glock 17, maybe a little heavier. Of course, like I said, 8-round capacity. Uses standard 1911 mags. We ran factory mag through it today. I ran a pro mag through it, and I think a Wilson Combat through it, and everything worked with it. I can tell you that when I first got this handgun, that it had a blemish, I'll call it. All right, it had a blemish in the feed ramp that made it to where it wouldn't feed hollow points. It was a very weird looking blemish, almost S-shaped, where it looks like that the frame, when it was cast, because I believe it was cast. If it wasn't cast, then I don't know how that blemish got there. Maybe in the machining process, I don't know. But it was like an S-shaped, weird, like a bump, right smack in the middle of the feed ramp, and it wouldn't let hollow points climb up the feed ramp. So that had to be addressed. Okay. Folks out there have been curious about what these things look like internally, so let's go ahead and look at it. Now, some of these mags for this gun, I will tell you this too. Some 1911 mags in this, like this one right here is the factory mag. They're drop free, as you can see here. Some of them aren't. All right, so it's kind of a hit and miss thing. And sometimes this magazine even won't drop free. So just wanted to mention that. So let's go ahead and pop her apart again. 1911. It's taken one apart. You've taken most of them apart. All right. So don't need to really get into that. Doesn't require tools, though they will make it easier on you, but it doesn't require tools to take apart. All right. Take our bushing out here. Push our link down. Can you tell I've done this a bunch? Okay. It is a Series 70 1911, as you can see right there. There's your standard 1911 style guide rod. There's your barrel, locking lugs. She's dirty right now. She's shooting some bullseye, so she's dirty, but there's your barrel. Let's clean that throat up a little bit so you guys can kind of see it better. There you go. All right. So there's your barrel, your slide. You have this hole here on your slide. I believe that's an access point to get to the head of the screw that goes into your front sight. You can kind of see the cut they got there for the front sight. And again, you have your drop in a bucket style Glock sights on there. So, all in all, basically it's just a 1911, all right, internally. Nothing different there, which is good. All right, to me, that's a good thing. If they had gone and made things proprietary on this, then that would have ruined it for me. Because I just don't like proprietary stuff on 1911s. To me, that's not a 1911. So here's that frame right here. As you can see, this is all aluminum up here. Your rails and all this is 70-75 aluminum. You can see where I had to address the feed ramp there. You can see the difference in the color. All right, so all of that is all aluminum right along in there, and it's aluminum down in there about halfway. You can kind of see the line. All right, and then as it comes down the back of the gun, back through the grip right up in here, in this area, it's all aluminum coming down into there. It is covered with polymer, but there's aluminum there as well. You might, on the end down here, you might notice around the pin that holds the mainspring housing. I don't think this is going to pick it up. You might see something that looks like a crack here. That showed up on mine, and what it actually is the polymer in the area right there. When they did the casting of it, is just so thin that it just flakes off. So it's nothing to worry about. Just thought I would mention that. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back together here. All right. There we go. Another good thing about having a polymer frame on this is there's, if you know anything about 1911s, there's a thing called the idiot scratch. Well, with a polymer frame, they don't exist. All right. So, you know, when this takedown pin / slide release, when it goes to snap in, very positive snap. There we go. Put all that in there. Okay. Check safety. Fire. Check the grip safety here. Okay. All that is working. Okay. Magazines do go in fairly easily. This one, like I said, right now is wanting to drop free. Sometimes it doesn't. Shooting it. We did a little experiment right today on this. I was comparing this today with my SAR 9, all right? And I was shooting 100 grain lead-free hollow points from Seller and Bellet. I think they're called the SRXs or something like that. I believe that those might be right on the cusp of being plus P. They're 1,150 feet per second, and they're 100 grains. So they're like right there, okay? Either way, I was shooting that SAR 9, and I was shooting this with 230 grain and then PMC 185 grain. I personally couldn't tell a difference in the recoil between the two of them. All right. So I brought Miss Defender in on the video, and I let her shoot 8 rounds out of this, and then I let her shoot 10 rounds out of the SAR. And I asked her, you know, am I right or am I right? There's just really no difference in between the two of them as far as recoil goes. She could feel a difference, but she said it was so minute, it wasn't enough to really matter. Of course, I jokingly in there called everybody that was saying that 45 had such a drastic recoil a wuss. I'm kidding. I like to razz people like that. If you've watched my show, you know, that's how I am. I razz you. All right, I'll kind of dote at you a little bit. I don't mean anything by it. But all in all, both of us really liked firing this thing. And it seemed to be very accurate, had a lot of potential. I do need to drift the rear sight because it's shooting really badly to the left. Okay, so this sight needs to be drifted. And actually looking at it, I can see why it was shooting to the left, because this is like pushed way over to the right now. So either way, it was a fantastic time with it. All right, no qualms about it. I've got no problems with it. You know, and for the price, you can buy this brand new for about $400. Okay. They've been out about 3 years. There is also another version of this, so I've been told, It's this exact same pistol, 45, but it's a double stack. And so instead of getting just 8 rounds, 7 or 8 rounds of 45 ACP, the double stack version, I think it holds something like 14 or 15 rounds, maybe even 16 rounds, 15 plus 1. So that would be pretty cool. I don't know what magazines it uses. I'm willing to bet that it's probably a Glock mag, but not positive. But this one does use standard 1911 mags. And I personally would rather have that anyway, because they're everywhere and they're affordable. Okay. Not that Glock mags aren't, but everywhere you go, there's 1911 mags. You can get 1911 mags still to this day, $5 or $6. Okay, so that's just another bonus to the 1911. So without further ado, again, I do thank you guys for dropping by the channel. I hope you all had a Merry Christmas. New Year's is a-coming. I have a video coming out here soon on what's going to happen for New Year's. Lots of changes are coming. I'm going to be changing the channel around a little bit. We're going to be kind of moving more towards podcast kind of style, like a podcast mentality, microphone, all that, the headphones, background, bringing people in, different topics. Instead of doing just one topic per video, we'll probably do, 3 or 4 different topics and have people call in and kind of really make it the show that I really want this show to be. Okay. I don't know when in 2024 it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. I've got most of the stuff. I have my mics, I have my headphones, I have my computer, I have my interface now. I need to get my stuff for, chroma key and green screen and all that kind of stuff, because I'm going to start adding more comedy back into the channel. But that is next year. We're talking right now, and right now, well, let's watch this thing shoot and see how it does. So enjoy this footage, and we'll see y'all on the flip. Bye now. All right. All right, y'all. Let's do this. Oh, got some PMC 185 grain, hollow point on 300 yards. ATI FXH45 Moxie. Let's get it off the sandbag. As I get sand all in my burger charger here. All right. See how this thing goes. Okay, I see where I'm hitting. I'm hitting low. Low and just left. I need to go this way a little bit. There we go. Load it up to the ball. So it was kind of an afterthought to do this part of the video here. And while this says it's Winchester, it's actually Remington. It says 350 Legend, so obviously that's not 350 Legend ammo there. So just 230 grain ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. I am using the factory mag. Let's see how it does with this. I've got another mag up here. It's a no-namer. We'll load some of this stuff in. Hit thumbs up on the video here if you want summer back. It is cold out today. It is frigid. Alright, we're just going to see how it does for function testing now. I think that's 8. Yep. Alright, so factory mag, I'm just going to drop it and then load the other mag and then send it. I'm going to try to keep on the 200-yard plate, but not really looking for hits right now. I'm looking for function. We can work on the hits later. There we go. So good. A little bit more. I got some hand loads here. Let's try them. They're the same loads that I used when I did the 1,000-yard high pressure video. It's time to just go ahead and send them on down. So these should be fairly light. A 220 grain bullet instead of a 230. So see how these work out. You should be able to see the difference in the muzzle rise, confirming that they are a lighter load. I can smell that bullseye. I'm shooting off to the left. There we go. Alright. So, yeah, well, that's just fine. We got a ceasefire, so hang 10 and I'll be right back. I'll be right back, folks. Got to do the ceasefire thing. It's okay. Alright, we're filming here. Alright, everybody, so I had an idea. We're going to throw the SAR-9 in on the mix here real quick. I'm going to load the 45 up from Miss Defender. She's going to shoot a few rounds, and then she's going to shoot the SAR-9, and she's going to tell me if she feels a difference in the recoil between the two, because I have a theory that the recoil between 45 and 9mm in a polymer-framed pistol is no different. So let's take a look here. All right, 45. So we'll go with Remington 230. I don't think I have any 1-inch mags. So doing that, I load up 2 rounds of the magazine of this 100 round Seller and Bellet XRG defense load. There we go, 8 rounds. So this is what we're going to be shooting for the 9. All right, there you go. Yeah, slack it real good. There we go. There we go. So she's shooting at 200. Loaded. do like 10 rounds of this. 10 rounds of it? Or you want 8? We'll do 10. So if you guys haven't seen this stuff yet, it's a lead-free round. So where is the SAR? Grab the SAR. So there's the bonus. The sandbag. Leaked out a little sand on the SAR there with the slide locked open. So we're just going to run it. It's supposed to be the most dependable firearm ever made. Most extensively tested. Better than the Glock. For about half the cost. So, there you go. Now, am I right or am I right? There's no difference in the recoil.
There is.
Okay, how much of a difference?
Not much.
Yeah, it's to me, I don't recognize it.
I can.
So it's just a little bit of a difference.
This is really, yeah, it's very minute.
Okay, so what you're telling me then is people that complain about the recoil from the 45 and say that's why they go to a 9 are really just wusses.
Because even with carpal tunnel and having surgery on my hand, I was able to handle each one just fine.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Interesting. Interesting little test. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through the rest of this with the 45. We're gonna put them. Mostly going to be hand loads. What is this? This is PMC. I have one round of PMC. It's kind of a looking funky old corroded round. So we're going to throw that through this ATI Moxie. We'll do that first. Let's see. Full metal jacket. Lead. Jacket. We got one round left. We'll put that in the chamber. Safety on. Starting off lead, full metal jacket, lead, alternating. Should I do it one-handed? No? You don't think so? Alright, yeah. See if I can tell the difference. It is shooting a little left, so I'm going to compensate for it. Okay, so I'm shooting just a little bit low. That was a hit. That one's a little low too. That one was high. That must have been one of those. Oh, that one bounced right off the side of the plate. Alright. So, all in all, guys, I gotta say, this ATI Moxie seems to be 100% reliable. Not ammo picky. Recoil impulse is misdemeanor. It's really not much different than a 9mm. So, even with the 185 grain, it wasn't much different. So, I appreciate you all watching. And we'll see y'all.